And wait. That's not the intro I want. This is the intro I want. That's the intro I want. Welcome to the Best Damn Podcast. A special interview with the man who wrote this very theme itself. Listen to this shit. That is perfect for what we have. Jason Boudrot, how are you, buddy?
How you doing?
Doing good, man. What's new?
Not much. Just writing new music and trying to get my name out there.
Yep. Last time you were on, you approached us about, coming on here, and then you wrote two awesome intros. You did one for our show, which is this one here. I don't know why it stopped playing. StreamYard's weird. And you did another one for a show I'm on called Weird Frequencies, which is really good. I think between the two, I kind of like the Weird Frequencies one a little better because that one's like unsolved mysteries type shit. So
that's what I was thinking when I was making it. I was thinking kind of like that,
Yeah. So, but yeah, you're here. You got several new songs you have sent us. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Last time you were on, you were talking that you were working on your new EP, and now it looks like you've got it mostly finished up, and you've sent us a few songs to play.
Yeah.
What's the process for you writing songs for these new EPs? What's your process? You just sit there and like, I want to do like this kind of song or whatnot.
Well, I usually just I'll sit down with my drum software and I just I'll sit with my guitar and just kind of cycle through the beats, and then I just kind of get in the zone and just kind of listen to the beat and then think about, start, using chords, guitar chords over the beats. And then I really listen to the beat, and then lock on to what the drums are, what they're playing. And
right.
then usually I'll get an idea going, and then I'll just start, playing it over and over and over and over again, and then it gets refined, it gets tighter with the beat, and then before you know it, you got a verse, and then then I can get a chorus going, and then all of a sudden you got a song. I mean, pretty much.
So it's just like basically a little tinkering here and there until you find something that's like, oh, that sounds different. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Huh. I mean, I say one song we're going to play later, I got to say, is probably my absolute favorite because it reminds me a lot of my childhood. Fuck it. I mean, we can go ahead and play it right now if you want.
Sure.
This song here, this song here really takes me back because it reminds me of the old days of sitting on the floor, playing Nintendo, playing Castlevania. It starts out really similar to Castlevania, like the old NES ones, and then it bumps up to like almost sounds like the newer Castlevania games they've got recently. But this is Jason Boudrot with Castle Vampire. Check this out. Tell me this is like the Castlevania. Turn this up.
Yeah, this is a rocking riff. I mean, it's good.
Yeah, it is. That's like a hardcore rockin' riff. I love it.
Now, this is kind of like a King. I don't know if you ever heard of King Diamond, but he's like a heavy metal guy. It probably comes from listening to him, because I listened to him for a long time. He's good.
Yeah,
he's a hardcore heavy metal. I guess you would call his music thrash metal, kind of like Metallica.
Yeah, it's very thrashy right here at this part.
Yeah. Now, like the scale I'm using is like a natural Aeolian scale, which is kind of exotic, so it fits the theme.
Uh-huh. Dun, dun. That's really thrashy, really good. I love it. I'm putting that one on my phone, I think. That's really good. So, what's the program you use to create all these songs?
Easy Drummer 3.
Easy Drummer 3. What's that?
That's well, it's drum software, but it's probably the best software you can get right, nowadays.
Okay.
The most current one.
The most current one and the best one that you can use currently.
Yep. The best. It's really easy to use. It's good. It's very good.
And is this like it's very easy for someone like, who's just getting into it? And
Yeah, you could probably do it. You just click and drag the loops and arrange them how you want them, how many times you want it played. It's pretty simple. It's not very hard. You could probably even do it.
I don't know. I can't sing. I can't play no instruments. I can barely do this because my voice sounds like I drank so much Mountain Dew and Doritos as a kid. So. but I mean,
now like this song, like I was watching this Dan Curtis Dracula movie that came out in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
You've seen that one?
Yeah, and it's weird too because Dan Curtis used to be in a lot of westerns, and all of a sudden he's playing Dracula.
Yeah, he did Dark Shadows.
Yeah.
You know the movie I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know the movie you're talking about. I've seen it.
Now, like, when in the movie there's a scene where it's at the beginning where he comes down the stairs, like when he's almost like floating down the stairs.
Yeah.
Like I got some of the ideas from when I was thinking of the guitar parts and stuff. It came from this movie.
Oh. So hence why you named it Vampire Castle. What's going on, John? Because you were watching that and that's what inspired you. Is that like how is that how you get inspiration? It's just like you're watching a movie or TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, that Dan Curtis Dracula was really good too. I always kind of was more into like the Christopher Lee Dracula.
Yeah, oh, I love that him. Yeah, and all the vampire. I've seen them all. Well, for sure.
I like Bela Lugosi because he had the mannerisms and he set the tone, but Christopher Lee was like that.
Yeah, a different way.
Yeah, he had that animal tone, It's like whenever you'd see him like scream at somebody, it's not like screaming like a human, it's like a fucking animal. And it's kind of comical how it happens.
And I got it inspired from that, all those Hammer horror films with him in it too,
Oh, like let's see, he was also in The Mummy.
Like
he wasn't.
Satanic Rites of Dracula.
Yeah, Satanic Rites of Dracula. That one I didn't really care much for because it felt like it was trying to be too James Bond meets Dracula with the spy stuff. It's like, okay. I think the one I really liked was the one I really liked from the Hammer Dracula series was Dracula's Risen from the Dead because that was like the third one.
Yeah,
he's my favorite part because the first time I watched it, I couldn't stop laughing. He's laying in the casket. And they go to stab him, and all you hear is the thump, and it zooms in on Christopher Lee's face, and he's screaming like he's got fucking rabies. He's like, ah! It's like, I can't take this shit seriously, dude. Come on. It's funny. It's a good movie. It's funny, but it's like, you can't take this seriously. Oh, gosh. Yeah, a lot of those Hammer films, there hasn't really been any real good films like them in a while.
No.
You could watch those. Like, I think one of the scariest films I ever saw.
What about Vampire Circus? Have you ever seen that one?
I haven't seen Vampire Circus.
It came out. I think it's a Hammer one.
Is it a Hammer one?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's see. Vampire Circus. Yeah, it's Hammer.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't seen this one actually. Huh.
Yeah, I got kind of inspired from that one too. With the first scene when they go into a castle and there's vampires and stuff.
I'm gonna check that one out for sure.
Yeah.
The one movie that I saw from Hammer, which is really weird and kind of scares me a little bit because it's kind of similar to what everybody's thinking nowadays, was 5 million Years to Earth. You ever seen this one?
No.
It's well, what it is they find an archaeological dig with, like, ancient primates and everything, and then they find an alien ship buried underneath the primate bodies.
Yeah.
They start putting two and two together, thinking that humans were like created by Martians, and the Martians created us because their planet was dying, and they're trying to transfer their consciousness into humans. And I'm sitting there thinking, that sounds kind of weird. But then when you think about everybody talking about aliens nowadays, and why they're here, why they're coming here, and like some people are saying, well, they're coming here because we were created by them, Anunnaki and all that shit. I'm sitting there thinking, are you telling me that damn movie might have been actually legitimate? That's just fucking crazy. But actually, if you go watch it, it's actually really good. I got it on Blu-ray. I think I got most of my Hammer films on Blu-ray. They're in the other room.
So this song title actually it was from my temperamental days. Remember you checked out my music on Spotify the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was from that era, from that back with my friend there. But we never really finished it, and I thought, well, I'm gonna finish this thing because I thought the guitar riff was there, and I was able to find the drums that fit it. So
the drums definitely fit pretty good with that one. That Vampire Castle one is just it starts out perfect, and it just hits perfect too. Like I said, that's gotta be my favorite one. That's the one I'm downloading on my phone later.
Yeah.
But you've also got 4 others you've sent us.
Yeah.
We have You and Me, 0 Hour, Rise from the Ashes, and Force of Rock and Roll. Which one do you want to play?
Give me Force of Rock and Roll.
Force of Rock and Roll. All right, let's hit Force of Rock and Roll and see how this one is.
Yeah, this one is a definite headbanger, I would say, for sure.
This one is, yes.
So I'm doing the bass guitar in the background, what you hear.
Right.
I'm doing all that.
She means she can't hear it. It's playing. Yeah, Broomstick, it is playing. I just checked the YouTube link. It's coming through. So maybe turn your YouTube up a little bit. I'm not sure. So that one's really good too. That was really good. So yeah, you're doing basically all the music on this. Every song on here, every beat.
Yeah.
every guitar rip, every drum is
Every
you.
is everything is me. I arrange everything, and yeah.
You know what? He is right. I need. I will pay you gladly to write some new Dr. Sage music.
All right.
Dr. Sage is one of, this is one thing I didn't think about it when I was getting the intros, but we do need new Dr. Sage music. It's one of our best bits where Sage there answers all these questions people send online. And it's supposed to be like for psychological help, physical help, mental health, spiritual help, and all that stuff. But sometimes a lot of people just write in just to piss Sage off. Like there's this one guy who's been writing in for like the past, I don't know, month, trying to one up Sage somehow. But every time he tries, it's like this guy sounds like he's failing more than he's trying. So we'll get in touch. We'll talk after the show. We'll get some new Ask Dr. Sage music wrote up.
Sure,
So
absolutely.
So what was your inspiration for that one that we just played?
That one, I figured, well, I need a really good, solid, hard driving one that was a good curb stomper. Some music that you would curb stomp somebody to.
Music to curb stomp somebody.
Grab somebody's neck and snap it.
Yeah. What's up, Virgil? Yeah, even Sage calls him out. It's Pencil, not Pencil Dick. It's Pencil Head or whatever his name is. He's some weird guy trying to one him up. That's a very curb stompy kind of like brawly type of song, in my opinion, and I liked it. So now let's see. What is you just sit there, you playing the song out because I'm listening to how you do this because it's all you.
Yeah.
And you sit there and you just. Which one do you find is easiest to build off of first? You do guitar first and then go to drums, or how do you?
I usually what I do is I'll get the beats going and I'll start cycling through the beats, and I've got thousands and thousands of different loops, drum loops, and I'll just sit there. I'll sit here with my guitar and I'll just probe each song, each beat, and I'll just kind of sit and play with each beat for a couple minutes and see if anything comes out of my mind. And then if something, if I get something that I like that kind of fits, then I'll just keep drilling it for a while, and then it'll get tighter with the actual beats, the cymbal crashes, because I'm listening to what the drums are doing. I'm trying to, when I hit a chord, it's on a cymbal crash or a drum accent or whatever, the kick drum, how the kick drum's going. I'm listening to all those things.
Right.
And I'm trying to get creative and trying to make it so it makes sense. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so you basically, that's how you build the song up, is you work with the drums and the cymbals first, and then you do the guitar second. Is that what you're saying?
Yep. Then I get the guitar going, and then what I'll do is the next step, I'll arrange the format of the song. Like I'll say, okay, I'm going to play, I'm going to do a verse and a chorus, and then think about, how many times I want to do a verse in a row. Should I play the verse 4 times, or should I do the chorus 2 times, and then arrange it in that kind of way?
Right. That just seems to me, that's like, I couldn't do that. But
It
then
doesn't
again,
it might seem confusing. I guess it makes sense. I guess I'm trying to get it so it makes sense, but
well, I'm sure it makes sense to people who done music, but me, I'm not I love music, but I can't write a song to save my life. I can't write music to save my life. And it's like the way you're describing it, it's like the drums will always be the frame, the structure of the song, and then the guitar is what holds it all together.
Yeah,
kind of like the paneling.
You get the foundation, and then I'll go and I'll convert the audio and get it into my recording software, and then so the drums and the guitar will all be arranged and it's there, and I make sure the audio is pretty good. Then I'll get then I'll get the bass guitar out and I'll look at what I'm playing on the guitar for chords. And then musically I'll match, I know the notes on the guitar neck and all that. So the bass guitar is pretty simple. It's not that hard. You just, especially with hard rock songs, they're not playing much.
Right.
A simple bass line is not, is not complex. You can easily, create something that will musically it'll fit. It's gonna rock. It's gonna sound good.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I do, and then I'll record the bass guitar, and then I'll put the lead guitar part over it. That's the last step.
Yeah, because you're basically doing the bass, you're doing the drums, the bass, and the lead guitar. Have you ever tried adding another musical instrument into the mix besides?
And then we might add piano or like synth, like if I want, I can do that too. That's not that bad.
Sage says he's a lyric guy. I write, but can't put sound to it. Sorry, yeah, I can't sing to save my life either. And Virgil's being Virgil in the chat. So John puts it pretty good too. John also does music too. He says the bass holds down and glues everything together. That I agree with, because there's several songs you can listen to where the bass is definitely well needed. And there's a couple songs I think we played before with you when you were last on, plus with the intro to the show, the bass is just like the main thing holding the song together. Like you have your drums, then you have your lead guitar, but then you get that bass in the middle. It's like it's intertwining, kind of like a river or a bandwidth, something like that. So have you ever tried adding lyrics to your songs?
Yeah, I did. I wrote a couple months ago, I wrote a whole song with all words, and I recorded it and got it ready to go. And I sent it out to the radio to Pixie 103, and they said they were going to play it, but then it didn't get played. And so they didn't like my singing voice, so that I had to go to plan B. I had my second format of doing this is to just do hard rock instrumentals, small ones, and do that.
And that's really stupid. That at least they could have at least given you the courtesy of playing the song on the air. I mean, they sit there and say, "Oh, we'll play it," but then they don't. I mean,
she said what kind of made me a little annoyed is she said, "Oh, I'm going to play it," and then she says, "No, I'm not going to play it." A week later. And I sat around for 2 weeks sitting here, and then she goes, "No, I'm not going to play it." And I was like, "Well, I don't know. I'm a little upset."
Yeah, at least I don't know how long the song was, but at least give the song a chance. That's one thing a lot of like the 60s and 70s rock stars had problems with, was they would write a song. The most famous one, I think, was Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody. Nobody wanted to actually play that song, and they had to take it to like a small, correct me if I'm wrong, like a small time radio station that actually ended up playing it most of the day, and the song just took off because a lot of people loved the song. But then there was a lot of radio and CD companies and everybody who just passed on it. But then all of a sudden this song took off like wildfire, and it's one of the greatest rock songs of all time.
Yeah.
And it's because a radio station took a chance.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take that chance, because you never know. There might be somebody out there who thinks, wow, it's really good. This is fucking awesome. I want to hear it again, and then they're selling it on vinyl and label and all that stuff. It's just weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So between the songs we have next, we have You and Me, Zero Hour, and Rise from the Ashes. I will let you choose what the next song is we play.
All right. How about 0 Hour?
0 Hour here. All right. This is 0 Hour, ladies and gentlemen. I like that intro.
I think it sounds like In the Fire by Dokken. Into the Fire.
Yeah, I would say it does, yes.
There's a lot that goes into a guitar solo because when I'm sitting here trying to make it so that when I'm playing the melody on the guitar, like the overall feel, it's got to flow with the music, right?
Uh-huh.
You can't just play any random thing. It's kind of an art form in a way.
It is. This one you can definitely tell it is.
Because I'm trying to get what's in my head on, into the, so it flows right and it sounds good,
Yeah. Hey, and with that one there was that was 0 Hour we played?
Yeah.
Yeah. With 0 Hour there, it flows a lot. It flows a lot like, how do I want to put this? The other ones are all flowing very well, but 0 Hour flows very nicely together with each other, almost like it's a complementary. They're complementing each other, which is obviously what you want, but that one is like really good. Really good.
Yeah.
So, and Sage does say correctly. I was trying to pick this out earlier because I thought it sounded a bit like a level from the Doom video game from the original one.
Yeah.
It does also start out like the Knight Rider theme, which is like, he's right. That's the one I was looking into. So that's the one I was thinking it was.
Knight Rider, yeah.
Yeah, Knight Rider was cool. Knight Rider was cool. Everybody liked that back then.
Yeah.
I mean, who else? Who didn't want a talking car?
Right.
I could have done without David Hasselhoff, but I could have done it with the talking car. So have you had any? You said earlier you're trying to go on other podcasts to push your music and advertise it. Have you had a lot of success with that since last time we saw you? Because last time we saw you, I think it was like one of your first times ever being on a show.
Yeah, I got another one in England coming up on Thursday.
You have another one in Great Britain?
Yeah.
Wow. What's that show called?
Talk with Ross.
Talk with Ross. So that's a podcast, right?
Yep.
Okay, I didn't know if that was a radio show or if it was a podcast. So you got another one with Talk with Ross coming up.
Yep.
Wow. And then I'm trying to get you on another show because I know I got a friend of mine. She's looking for guests, and her show, Casey Ray, her show has blown up in this area. She's getting huge, very huge friend of mine, very good friend of mine. But she is just taking off, and it's like I'm trying to support her. Like, hey, I got this guy here. He's a really good guy. You should bring him on and all that. So. But it's good to see you're getting all you're starting to get you're starting to put your feet a little bit in the pool, starting to get your name out there. You're coming on our show. You did the intro for our show, did the intro for Weird Frequencies. See, even John Vandeveer, he's like, I would love to do a podcast with music. John, you can always start one. It'd be awesome, I think. Then you got this Rock with Ross, if I recall, that was called.
Rock with Ross. Yeah.
Rock with Ross.
Talk with Ross.
Talk with Ross. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm gonna want to watch that one. You said it's Thursday?
Yeah, on Thursday at 4:30 p.m.
I'm about to watch that one. Troy, I was saying she's getting her podcast, not her. Don't no, I was not doing that. Shut up. Troy, I'm gonna kick his ass. That's my co-host. he's a fucking smart ass. So but yeah, I mean, obviously it's good to see you getting your name out there and starting to get, more spots to promote your stuff. And it gives you more opportunity too, because people would sit there and be like, hey, 0 Hour works really good. I like that one. Rise from the Ashes sounds really good, So hopefully it gets you more clientele, and hopefully it gets your albums to sell more, and maybe you'll finally get that song played on the radio. Maybe you're doing your own way of like promoting yourself, as opposed to how that radio station's lied to you and said, oh, we're going to do this, but no. So
now what I'm doing is I'm developing a way how to perform these songs live in front of an audience by myself with no band.
You're trying to figure out a way. How are you going to do that?
Well, I think it's pretty easy. You just play, I take my my software and mute out the instruments that if I'm playing through like a PA, You know, I can mute them out and then just play my part, and it should sound fine. Mute
So
out the mute out the main guitar part, and then I just play what I made, and it should sound in a live setting. It should sound all right.
okay, so you be using your software to play the instruments that you obviously can't play. So you can't play all three at once.
Right, right.
And you would choose one instrument. So, and like for example, let's say 0 hour, you would choose to play just regular straight guitar, while the program is running the bass and the drums. Okay,
In the lead guitar part, the solo.
yeah, yeah. So okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So, I mean, that sounds like a lot of work, but sounds like you've got it pretty much under control. Sounds like you have all this down to like a math almost.
Yeah, I'm looking at every angle.
You are looking at every angle. Okay, so we got. I think we still have Rise from the Ashes. I don't think we played that one yet. And You and Me.
Let's do that one next.
You and Me? Yeah. All right, here you go. Here's You and Me. It is a slow kind of 80s beat. And see, I like this one too because it's very laid back, but I'm waiting for the part that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah. Now, like this guitar part, I don't know how I thought of this guitar part, but I was sitting here sitting here, and I was just playing with the beats, and it just came through my hands, and it just happened. It was, I mean, when you listen to those what I played on the guitar, it does sound incredible because I mean, I had no idea what I was going to play.
Yeah.
But those chords, I mean, those are like jazz chords or something. I don't know. I don't even know what type of chord they are. It just, the rhythm of the picking and everything, it just came out of my head, and I don't know how I made it. It's incredible.
This part here, I mentioned earlier, I love this part because it keeps the intensity going while having a smooth, laid back, relaxed, kind of like end of the day theme.
Yeah.
I'd say this would be my second favorite one out of the bunch we played tonight. Nope, not that one. I like that one because it's like I say, it's like the end of the day, you're going home. It still keeps the intensity going with that guitar rip. And it's like, I like that one because it's like, I can see myself sitting there with the fiance washing the car with the sun setting. So, I mean, that was really good too. And Sage is saying it correctly. He's like, I like this for Dr. Sage. Well, maybe we can buy it off him for, or how would we buy it? We commission you and just say, can we use this for a segment on the show, and then just here's the money, and there go from there.
Yeah, you could just do that.
I think we might do that. If that's what you want for Ask Dr. Sage, and Skeletor, you son of a bitch. Skeletor, he's harmless. Skeletor is, how do I put it? Skeletor's kind of like Virgil. They're both in their own separate world. They're both harmless, but Skeletor says basically whatever's on Skeletor's head, it seems like. So, and yeah, it kind of does. I think like with that one there, you could make that one a little bit longer with that guitar rip, because the guitar rip comes in halfway through.
I get another guitar part that
yeah.
When I Now, like when I make these songs, just because they're like an instrumental song doesn't mean I could turn them into a full song with words.
Right.
I'm being very clever about it. So, I mean, once you get a verse and a chorus, then you can easily construct a full song.
I would say if I had to choose between the songs, I know the other song we have, the other one song I haven't played yet. I haven't had a chance to listen to, but I think the other one, I think that's all we have left is Rise from the Ashes, is it?
Yep.
Yeah, I think so. But I say between the songs we have played, the two I would love to see you make a full-fledged song out of would be You and Me.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, Force of Rock and Roll, I think would be a good one to build a full song off of.
Yep.
A curb stompy song. So I'd say with those two, that'd be pretty good. But I'd say You and Me definitely has the potential to be full fledged, and maybe that's something you can work on. So I like the theme, I like the beat. It's like I said, it reminds me of sitting outside, your fiance's washing the car, you're cracking a beer, just end of the day, you're stressed out. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I like that one. And it's like you said earlier, it's very, what was the band you said?
Def Leppard.
It's very Def Leppard-y, which is like, I fucking love Def Leppard first and foremost.
You know the album Hysteria, the song Hysteria with, you know that song?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you got most of the idea off of with this one?
With their with all their effects, they use delay and choruses and things like that. So I made sure to incorporate those things into my music because they are some of the greatest bands, you know.
Yeah, bro, I've got Def Leppard coming to the Illinois State Fair here in like August.
Yeah.
And they're in Springfield, Illinois. Springfield, Illinois is only like 30 minutes away from me. I gotta get tickets to go see them.
Have you ever seen them?
I have seen AC/DC, I have seen Guns N' Roses, I've seen a few other new bands that would be more my age, like Linkin Park back in the day. I've never seen Def Leppard.
I have.
You have?
Well, yeah.
Oh, baby.
I was right up close to the stage.
I'll bet. What would you say is your favorite Def Leppard song?
God, every song off Pyromania is probably every I would say On Through the Night, High and Dry, Pyromania, Hysteria, or just every song off every album is it for me. I mean, I listen to those songs every day. A few of those songs every day. Off those albums.
I'm gonna be that kind of host, and I'm gonna say choose one because I got one, and I'll probably get slapped for it by somebody. But I got one. I would say is my absolute favorite Def Leppard. I got one. What's yours?
And what's that? Oh, just one song.
Oh, just one song.
I would say probably Photograph.
Photograph's good. Photograph's good. And I know because one of my friends, he listens to this show. He hates this song for some reason. I don't know why. I'm gonna say Animal.
Yeah,
I love Animal.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Animal is probably like, I'd say it's probably like one of their best songs, if not their best song. But I love it. Now, one of my friends, he does not like it because he claims that when they're singing the lyrics, it kind of ruins the beat. And I'm like, how's it ruin the beat? The lyrics are complimenting the beat. I don't get this. So, and also, I don't think it helps the fact that one day we were driving up to Wisconsin one day, and I played the song, and he was like, I want to hear something else. And he turns the radio on, so we were connected to my phone. I was playing the song, and then he goes and turns on the local radio station, and they're playing Animals. He was like, what in the hell? John says he saw Def Leppard, Motley Crue, Poison, ooh, you lucky bastard, and Joan Jett on the same show. John is also going to say Photograph. Photograph is a good choice. Photograph's a good choice. I'm just more of, an Animal person. I just like Animal.
I would say my top 5 Def Leppard songs are probably, I'd say Photograph. Let's see. High and Dry off the title track off High and Dry.
Uh-huh.
Let's see, Coming Under Fire off Pyromania. That's a really good one. Probably Animal. And maybe Bringing On the Heartbreak. That's a good one. I really like that one.
Oh, yeah, that is a good one. That is a good one. Well, if we're going top 5, obviously I'm going to go Animal, but I'm going to say number 2 would be Photograph for sure. I'm going to say number 3. I'm going to say Foolin' for number 3.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Would be number 3.
Yeah.
Just because that beat, I'm not a big fan of Pour Sugar on Me because it's played so much on the radio.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, let's see, Photograph, Foolin'. What's another good one? There's so many. Love Bites, I would say would be number 4.
Rock of Ages.
Rock of Ages would probably. Oh yeah, screw Love Bites. Rock of Ages then. Love Bites can be number 5. Also, I do like Gods of War from Hysteria. That was a good
yeah.
one.
I love that one.
Good one.
But I love you know what I like about that album is the effects and the.
Oh yeah, the effects are really good. That's it. I think that's a 5, is it? That's 5 Def Leppard. I think that's 5.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's a hard list because everybody's got that one song they like, and Def Leppard did hit for. See, they did albums in the 80s and 90s. They were throwing albums out like every other year for a while there.
Yeah, but they kind of fell apart in around 95, 96. They kind of. Yeah. Now, have you ever listened to High and Dry before, the whole album? Every song?
Not every song, but I haven't listened to it front to back like in one setting.
Now, if you listen to the whole thing, you would see my influences like from the album, like that. The way the guitar sounds, the raw vocals, the guitar solos, the way that the drums are arranged, like the big cymbal crashes, everything about that album.
I would honestly say with your music, if somebody was to sit there and say they need a singer, I'd say that the singer has to be able to do like an 80s style singing track for your music, because that's the only way I'm picturing it.
Yeah.
Because your music is so influenced by things like Dokken and, Def Leppard and whatnot. Did I say what? No. I'm sorry. So we got one more song. Have we played 0 Hour yet? I can't remember.
Yeah, we did that one.
We got Rise from the Ashes. That's the last one. Should have went down a list. So we got one more song to play. We're going to play this one. And then we actually got another one after this so everybody can hear it. Well, actually, you know what? Which one do you want to hear? Do you want to hear the Weird Frequencies theme song, or you want to hear...
Yeah. Let's listen to that one.
Let's save Rise from the Ashes for later. All right.
Yeah, I'll save that.
All right. So for everybody who's wondering, I also do another show with Bubba, Rob Hansen, and Adam Gentry called Weird Frequencies. We cover a lot of paranormal stuff. It's like unsolved mysteries.
Yeah.
I'm not wearing a trench coat. For those who are wondering, I'm not Robert Stack from that show, but when we started doing when we got the intro, when we commissioned Jason to do an intro for Best Damn Podcast, he asked, wasn't there another show you want to do an intro for? I'm like, yeah, let's do Weird Frequencies. I told him a unsolved mystery / X-Files / all those old 80s, 90s UFO, alien, ghost shows. And he actually nailed it, in my opinion, with this one. So this is a Weird Frequencies theme song. Here you go. I love the drums in this one.
I don't know how I came up with this one. This one was originally called Blood Moon.
Oh. I'll explain that here in a minute, Broomstick.
Now I actually redid this song. I remade it and I put a different keyboard intro to it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it's gonna be on the EP.
So you redid that song and it's gonna be on your EP as well?
Yeah, and they'll be soloing on it too. So
Oh wow.
yeah.
Broomstick, the reason we didn't do Weird Frequencies on Sundays because I was at work and so wasn't Rob. And Adam was sick. And this guy here was the only one available who apparently doesn't like Def Leppard.
Oh, come on. Don't be a nutbag.
He's not a Def Leppard fan, apparently. I'm like, what? So we haven't really had a chance to talk about the EP yet. When does that one drop?
I would say it's going to be very soon. I would say probably in another 3 weeks.
No, so by the end of the month, around Memorial Day.
I only got 2 more songs to do, so that won't take long to finish those.
And you said that the Weird Frequency song was originally called Blood Moon?
Yep.
I would like to hear that with the extended version off the EP. So you got to let me know when that drops.
Yeah.
You know, obviously we're not going to use the EP version. We'll use the version we purchased off you. But it'd be interesting to see and hear the similarities, like what's different between the version you sent to us and the version because you said Blood Moon was originally a song that you wrote.
That was it was like a little piece, like the first part you hear that guitar riff.
Right.
I had recorded that, and then when you said, "Oh, well, I need a song," I listened to that riff, and then added things to it, and got the beat, and then everything like that.
Yeah, and it worked out really good. Like that first intro, that first key intro right there, I'm like, damn, that's really good. Because I was listening to this, and I was listening to, because when I first got the songs, my phone, I had an older phone that only one speaker was working on it. So when I heard it, I was only getting like one. I could only hear audio in one ear, and I'm like, what is this? But then when I actually fixed it and changed phones and listened to it again. The first one I heard was the Weird Frequencies one. I'm like, holy shit, that was good. Then I heard the Best Damn Podcast one. I'm like, the Weird Frequency one sounds a lot better than the Best Damn Podcast. Well, don't get me wrong, they're both great. But I was like, that intro, just that Toad intro, fucking just claps really hard. Really hard.
So the plan is that I'll release it. I'll release all 8 songs on Spotify, iTunes, Apple, Amazon Music.
Right.
And then I'll do a whole album. I'll release another 4 songs, so that there'll be an additional 4, and then it'll be a full album.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah,
and that's gonna be out towards the end of the month.
I would say, yeah, like 3 weeks, something like that. The EP will be done.
Skeletor says, "Don't mind Tyler. He's just stupid." Shut up, Skeletor. Tyler's old. Okay, so this is the point where everybody in the podcast starts making fun of me. And then here's a Bubba. Def Leppard and Jelly Roll are the 2 bands I can't. I'm gonna fire Bubba. I'm gonna end up firing him. He doesn't like Def Leppard. And he's a Cubs fan, and obviously you can tell I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm gonna fire that man. The fights it's like literally. I don't get it. I can sit there and say one thing and Bubba's on the other thing. I'm like, what? So Oh well, he doesn't know good music apparently. I mean, I've never heard Jelly Roll, but Def Leppard, he doesn't understand good music. So after the EP drops, what's
Yep.
next for you? Because then you got
And
rest
there'll be merch, shirts, stickers, everything, hats.
merchandise.
Yep.
You're going to have to send me a hat or a
Or something.
shirt or
Absolutely.
something, because when we had Bloody F Mess on a while back, I got a shirt from him and a sticker. I got his latest album, and it's like, you know what? I'm going to start every time these guys come on. I'm going to start wearing these shirts, rocking these hats. I'm going to support them and all that shit. Show that I'm a fan of theirs. You're going to have to send me a shirt, brother.
Oh, absolutely.
A shirt or a sticker to go on the back
You're
of
gonna
the
get
laptop.
you're gonna get a hat for sure.
I'll definitely. Oh, so you're not a Cardinals fan? Oh, okay. Change my Cardinals hat. How dare you? So meeting about Bubba. No, I'm just teasing. I'm giving Bubba shit because Bubba's Bubba. So you're not a Cardinals fan either?
No, not really.
Do you like sports in general?
No, not really. Celtics, I kind of like. Celtics, yeah.
Celtics are good. I don't really pay attention to basketball. I mean, my sport's baseball, but I don't pay attention to basketball. Football, you kind of have to pay attention to it because it's everywhere. Hockey's a sport I've noticed I've really been getting into a lot of lately. I've been really enjoying hockey, even though their season's almost over. So, but baseball, I love baseball. What can I say? That's what I grew up with. All right, we got one more song, and that's Rise from the Ashes. This is the final song off the EP.
Yep.
We've played almost every song so far, I think. And so far, hey, knock on wood, we didn't have a problem this time with StreamYard like last time.
Right? A lot smoother.
Last time I wanted to punch my computer because I was I had all load on StreamYard, and StreamYard just didn't want to play it. And that was on me because I didn't go back and double check, make sure everything was on here. And when I downloaded all this, I made sure it was all on here. So, anyways, this is 0 Hour, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, right. The Ashes, remember?
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, you already played this one.
Oh, I did. Well, there's our first hiccup. That's our only hiccup. Here you go. We're Rise from the Ashes, ladies and gentlemen. Here you go. This would be a good workout theme.
Now this one I was thinking just a nice solid rocking song. Just,
This one's very like almost Metallica like, it seems, in certain places. That one I really like too, because it's like I said, it's like old school Metallica before they like hit big.
yeah, those sound like Metallica.
Yeah. And that's one thing I love about the music you write is because it's very 80s, but also very 90s at the same time. And how you write them, it's like I said, it complements each other so well. How you intertwine them and weave them in together. They work so well together when it comes to actual, mixing the two beats together.
Yeah.
So I would say with that one there, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. That one there, I think Rise from the Ashes. I kind of want to see a full song from that one, but I think Rise from the Ashes is good where it's at. I'd say Force of Rock and Roll and You and Me would be really good as a full song. But Rise from the Ashes, that one's good too. It's like I said, it's a good workout song. It's got a nice, powerful beat to it, So, yep, I would say that one. Every song we played so far has been great. Every song we played. What would you say out of a chat room? Get involved in this one because I know many of you are talking in the chat room. Which song that we've played tonight would you say is the one you're the most proud of?
For me,
Yeah,
I would say You and Me. I think
You and Me.
there's something special about those guitar parts. I don't know how what I just put my hands on the neck and it got a groove going and it just came together.
All right, so you're
There's
saying
something very unique about it. I don't know if you just it's something about it.
I would say I'm torn. I got three that I like. I got three in here. I like. Let's see. What's chat room saying? No, we didn't get rid of Troy. Virgil's in his own personal world right now. I like Castle Vampire. Like I said, that's my childhood. Castlevania was my childhood. I also like Force of Rock and Roll. That one's really good. It's like you said, it's a good curb stomping song.
Oh yeah. Snap your neck.
Yeah, good fight song. But You and Me, it's I don't know. It's Skeletor saying You and Me, but I'm not going to name his reason. I don't even think he was in here for the rest of the songs. You know what? I'm going to say You and Me is probably the good one. You and Me, Castle Vampire close second. I like You and Me, so how many songs are going to be on your EP? You got
So it's going to be 8.
Going to be 8, and we've
now I can give you the titles for the other two. So
okay.
It's going to be the other two was I'll Never Be, and then Yesterday's News.
Yesterday's News and I'll Never Be. I'll Never Be sounds like it'd be a good one.
No, Yesterday's News is going to be the one for your podcast that I made, the first one.
Oh, the original theme.
Yep, that was the original name for it. And
you were going to call us Yesterday's News. How dare you?
Yeah.
So the Yesterday's News was the original theme for this podcast. And then I'll Never Be. What's that one?
That's a completely new one. It's a new song.
I'd say I'll Never Be sounds like it sounds like it'd be a good. I don't know. I haven't heard the song, but just for the name itself, it sounds like it'd be a good one to mix in with You and Me. You know how some albums have that song that it plays through and then it slowly leads up to the intro to the next song?
Yeah.
I'd say You and Me, and I'm going to take a guess, You and Me and I'll Never Be might be kind of like that, where it's like they lead into each other.
That's one thing I got to think about is how to arrange the order of these songs. Like, which ones to put first, that's pretty important because it sets the mood of the whole album.
Right.
So I would say probably the first one will be Force of Rock and Roll, I would say, because that's like the powerhouse, curb stomp song that we put that first. And then start big and then maybe do like, the second one, I don't know, maybe like Castle Vampire or something.
Maybe Castle Vampire. I'd say if he did Force, I didn't do Castle Vampire, maybe Maybe save Rise from the Ashes for like last, as if that's your grand your grand outro song for all of this.
Yeah.
0 Hour, I think, would be a good second song, and then you do Force of Rock and Roll, then 0 Hour, then Castle Vampire, and then you go down and then you go up. That'd be pretty good.
And then put You and Me in the middle.
Yeah, put You and Me in the middle there as like that's your pause, catch your breath moment,
Yeah.
and then as it picks up, it's like, okay, you ready? Let's hit the rest of it. So
Yeah.
I would say every single song, I would honestly say You and Me is probably the one I like, and I would love to see You and Me done as a full-fledged song. But like I said, it's a lot of good songs on here. Castle Vampire, 0 Hour, Rise from the Ashes. I would love to hear the full EP when it comes out. That's for sure. And it's available on Spotify.
It will. Yeah, it will be.
I just realized we don't have your Spotify links yet, so let me get those real quick.
Oh, my old links, right?
Yeah, so where they can find these at. Yeah. So here is, because I know I got somebody who just messaged asking, where do I find this guy? I want to bring him on. You might have another podcast to do. For those of you who were wondering, here is Jason's Facebook, his official Facebook page for his band. That's where we can get him at for sure.
That's my old band, I think.
Oh, that's your old band.
A Jason Boudrot band, I think. Well, it probably, I don't know. Did I give you that the last time?
Yeah.
Yeah, that must be the.
I just kind of went off a messenger and got the one that you've been messaging me on. So, oh well. Do you have your Spotify links?
Not for the new EP yet, but I gave you my old ones a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm looking for those real quick because I just closed out that. I'm like, oh, I gotta go back up and okay, I'll get it. Hang on, everybody, because I know there's people asking where they. I've already got one. There's a second one. There's another podcast asking, we need this guy's contact info. Hey, I mean, if you get the option to sit there and, man, I have sent you a lot of video links. If you get the option to, get your name out there, get new podcasts and everything.
Yeah.
Okay, here is Apple Music. Here's your Apple Music one. That's for the original Temperamental one, actually.
Yep.
That's for Temperamental. That's the one EP you came on last time promoting.
Yep.
And here is Spotify's. Here we go. Wow, that's actually been a year since you've been on. You were on March of...
It was October, I think. The end of October.
It was October, yeah. I'm going to pin these real quick because I do intend to have you back on at some point because you've been a good friend.
Absolutely.
You've been a good friend of the show, and I'm always willing to, put you on the pedestal and say, hey, check this guy out. He's awesome.
You've got a great show, I think.
We try. We very much try. And for those of you wondering, there is a Spotify. That's the old one for Temperamental. Once we do get the new Spotify for his new EP, we will be uploading that to the Facebook page, X, and YouTube, so you guys can check that out for his new EP when it comes out later on this month. I get so tired of calling X Twitter or whatever because it's like I remember that it's Twitter and it changed its name to X. It's like, must choose a name and stick with it. Come on. But no, we really appreciate everyone who takes the time to come on and reach out and ask, hey, can I be a guest? Can we be on the show? Because we try and get as many people on here as we can because everybody's got a story to tell. Your story is writing incredible music. Your story is writing, and you're an artist. You're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to promote yourself. We have had artists. We've had musical artists. You're the second one. We've had you and Bloody F Mess. We've had radio DJs, Rob Hansen and Ray Lytle. We've had wrestling legends on here, Sage and his team, The Solution. But we're always welcome. We're always trying to bring new people on. We're always trying to bring new people on, and they can promote themselves and all that stuff. So, and this is what we do with these interviews. We always try and get them out there. So if anybody ever wants to come on for an interview, just private message The Best Damn Podcast.
Now I got I'm on YouTube too. I got a lot of live performances on YouTube. If you can find them,
I can find those real
just
quick.
type in my name and there's videos of me playing live.
Let's see. I got one here. Cape Cod guitarist with temperamental band. I think this is you here. Yep. This is all the temperamental stuff. So, and we are subscribed to that. So here is Jason's YouTube page for those of you wondering. And it's like I said, if you guys ever want to get in touch with us, contact us. You want to contact this one here, the Best Damn Podcast, not the jackass who changed his screen name to the Best Damn Podcast. I need to talk to. So, like I said, he's Bubba. It's like literally the best excuse we can give is what Sage says. He is Bubba. So, well, Jason, it's been an honor having you on here. The soundtrack, the music sounds really good. I can't wait for it. I'm going to want to hear it when it comes out for sure. Are you, after the EP drops, you got your merchandise coming up? How long is it going to be till you work on your next one?
Well, I got to get to work on the next 4, so that way I get have the whole album.
So you're gonna have the fall. So you're gonna do the EP first, and you're gonna do on the next 4 to have the full album. Okay.
Yeah, and then I get. Do you even know? Did I tell you the title of the EP?
You know what? You never have.
Yeah, it's called Jason Boudrot, The Basement Tapes. The Guitar Man Cometh.
Jason Boudreau, The Basement Tape. The Guitar Man is coming. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And there'll be a song, The Guitar Man Cometh on the album. That'll probably be, that'll be a special one. That one will have a lot of work done to it.
That's obviously going to be your main track.
Right.
That's going to be your main track. So obviously you're going to want to take your time with that one, build that one, make sure
that one. I'll see if I can maybe layer the guitars and make it real strong. Make it nice and have 2 guitars like AC/DC.
See, now you're talking my language. I'm sorry, I love Def Leppard, but AC/DC, that's my band right there. All-time favorite. So, well, what should I play to lead us out of here? You know what? Do you mind if I play You and Me to lead us out of here?
Sure, that would be good.
All right, that's because I think everybody agrees. I think that's the best one we got for tonight. So that's the best song out of the group. They're all great. So, all right, everybody. You can check out Jason Boudreau. We'll have more information on his the album and the EP when it comes out. We'll also be Jason. Whenever you get merch going, let us know. We'll start promoting that on our show as well. So you can start getting some sales. And I say that's about it. So if you want to contact Jason Boudreau, maybe you want to get an awesome intro going like we did. Maybe you want to get him on the show. We got his Facebook and everything up there.
I'd be happy to sign autographs too. If anybody wants an autograph, I'd be happy to. I'll do it for him.
Sign autographs and whatnot.
And I'll send it right to him.
All right, everybody. Well, Jason, thank you very much for coming back on. Definitely a better podcast than the last one. I'd say the last one I did not do the best, and I'm glad I made it up this time to you. So, all right, everybody. We'll let you know when the EP drops and all that, and we will see you guys tomorrow on another episode of the Best Damn Podcast. Till then, that's Jason Boudreau. I'm Tyler. We'll catch you all later. Enjoy your day. So long, everybody.